Let me ask this. What has your YouTube content creation been like? The journey. Has it been profitable or has it just been fulfilling as ministry?
So YouTube is my YouTube channel is actually old. It's actually interestingly it's one of the oldest things I've done because I had started it sometime in 2016 or 2017.
That's a long time. 10 years.
Yes, I think I started like 2017. But I wasn't really. I had some videos that I wasn't able to keep up, and so every once in a while, I would make something. I would maybe like I would leave it for a year, then I would go back. I would leave it for a year, then I would go back, then I would come again. So it was I would just leave it. But the thing about YouTube is thankfully they don't close your account when you're not being serious.
Abi,
I would so it was really one of those my older it was really one of the oldest things I've done. And there was time I let it for like 2, 3 years. It was just very and that's the thing. I think that everything has a season. So maybe there's somebody who's watching here who is trying to build something, might not even be YouTube. And you're like, oh, well, this thing is not moving as fast as I want. I think it's just a matter of when it's the right time and you give it the energy it deserves. Some things are slow and steady. Some things are not just maybe pushing or not just as successful as they should be because maybe the timing is not right. But those little seeds you're sowing over time. I used to do a video in 2017 or 2016 called 1 Minute Wisdom. And that was from almost 9 years ago. And recently somebody commented on one of my videos. When the person commented, they revived it, shared it in their stories. And I now had people commenting on that very old video. I couldn't even recognize my voice. I was so tiny and my voice was tinier than it is now, right? So for YouTube, it was like that. And then when I started making films in 2020, when I made my first short film, Love is a Star, and I made my series, Joy Never After, I said, okay, I'll only be using YouTube for film. And then I took a long break after 2020. Because the next film I made was Loving Amanda, which went on Prime, not on YouTube. So it was sporadic. I would do something, go, come back. But it was when I made, I think during Never After that I was able to get to about I think I moved from having just about 500 to 1,000 subscribers to in a year having about 30,000 subscribers. Right. And then I think eventually when I came back on YouTube in 2024, I believe. And I started doing those weekly videos on love, life and faith, relationships. So remember, I started, stopped.
yeah.
And then 2024, I was like, I'm going to build, because then I was at about 33,000 subscribers. And I said, I'm going to build this subscriber base to 100,000 subscribers. And so between when I
From
started
what number of subscribers,
from
please?
33,000.
Okay, you now went all the way to 100,000. Wow.
Yes, so it was so but that was the first time I was actually consistent for a year and posting videos every week for a year. So but I think it's easier to move from 33,000 to 100,000 than to move from 1,000 to 33,000.
I actually feel you.
Yes.
Like
So
you're trying
but
to move from 100 to like maybe
yes.
even 1,000. That's like the hardest
1,000,
part.
yes. But I'll never forget how I felt when I actually got my first 1,000 subscribers. You know, I started the channel 2017 or so. I don't think I had 1,000 subscribers until beginning of 2019 or end of 2018. So but I'm grateful to God. There's some people that have followed me from then up until now. Right. So I'm really grateful. The truth is that sometimes it might just be one person, two people, 10 people you're being a blessing to. And you don't really realize how much impact they have on your life, you have on their lives as a result of just showing up and being consistent. So it was 2020 it was January 2025 that I now hit 100,000. And then after that, I now took another break again to focus on, because it was around that time we started working on Onobere. So even though I do a lot of things, I rarely do all of them at the same time, right? So yeah, so that's basically the journey.
So the second part of the question is, has it been profitable or it's just been ministry?
So
Has it
YouTube
been
has been
profitable in terms of
YouTube.
the kuza,
No,
or is
no,
it
no. So
just
YouTube for
ministry?
me, YouTube for me has been profitable. One moment, please. Nadia, can't call your sister. You guys should come and sit down. YouTube has been profitable for me in terms of when I do talk. So if I do the podcast style, which costs less to make, then it can cover its own bills. But YouTube has not been profitable for me for film directly.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
haven't, there's no film I've put on YouTube that I made my money back from. No
Wow.
film. There's no film I put on YouTube that I made
Wow. You are
back my
discouraging us from
budget.
making films on YouTube.
Well, but that's why I said directly, because
Okay.
I've had people see my work on YouTube and say, I want to give you so and so million to add to what you are doing next.
Okay.
I've had brands say, we like what you're doing, we want to sponsor the next film. But when it comes to like money being directly made on YouTube, I've not I've not had that, at least not yet. But maybe because I've not done the volume. I know that people who make YouTube films and find it profitable do a lot at once, and then
Okay.
eventually that volume covers up the lapses. So it's like, yeah, you are doing bulk production as opposed to maybe just one or two. So yeah. But I think you should definitely go for it, because even though it's not made me money directly, it's helped me build my audience. It's helped bless the lives of people. It has helped me if I'm doing a pitch and I say, okay, I did this film that had 1 million views. And so even if the film itself did not bring money directly, there are other things. The social capital is proof of concept for lots
That's
of
it.
work that I've done.
That's
So
it.
so there's so there's that, because at the end of the day you have to build that audience and you have to
Mm.
consistently put in the work, right? But being a profitable filmmaker is a long journey. But the problem is, if you don't start, it will still be a long journey. So it's better for you to start, because if you don't start, it's more or less an impossible journey. If you
I
start,
get, I
it's
get
a
it.
long journey, but you're at least getting closer to it than ever before.
Yeah.
But it really is fulfilling work, especially if you tell purposeful stories. Um, there's
Awesome.
there's there's no I believe in like profitable storytelling, but there really is no amount of money that can quantify when someone says, I watched Last to Marry, and because of that I did not make a relationship decision that would have
Mm.
affected my life negatively, or I watched Journey Never After and it helped my marriage, or Onobiri inspired me to pursue my business. So yeah.
Awesome. Let me pick up a couple of things you just said in what you said. You started out by mentioning the aspect of consistency. That you
Mm,
found that when you were consistent, I mean, apart from the coming and going and leaving and
yeah.
abandoning and coming back, when you decided to take it up and you started posting weekly, you saw how you
Mm,
shot up from
yeah.
33,000 all the way to 100,
Yes.
and now you're hitting
Yeah.
200,000
Am
in,
I?
in,
How
in a
many
short
am I
while.
hitting? Let me even check.
Is that what?
I, I didn't know I'm hitting 200,000. I wanted to check my number of subscribers. I haven't been on my YouTube in a while. Oh,
I
okay,
think
not
this
bad.
is
175K. Not bad. I've been so busy with Onobere that
I can
I,
just imagine. And I'm
yeah.
going to
In
make some
fact,
points up. I'm coming to ask you something about Onobire Direct. I have questions, stack of questions for Onobire. I'm coming to that. You said consistently helped you to shoot up high. And of course, since then, due to your being, quite vocal and knowing the consistency part and also being careful about building your audience and brand, that has continued to
mm,
go up. So guys, remember consistency is key. It's very, very important, right? Then you also said, I mean, even though you've not um, made profitable films yet on YouTube, as it were, but you've
Mm,
also been able to monetize outside of YouTube
mm.
with those films. That means people like look at it and say, wow, what an awesome work.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
give
and
you
sometimes
something.
within YouTube too with brands as well. So with brands saying, okay, we will sponsor this film, this YouTube film. You can advertise us, talk about the brand. So maybe not making the money from YouTube directly, but there have been ways that the Lord has shown Himself in that regard.
Wow. That is the brand deals and stuff. Good. Thank you very much.